We go. Okay, jumping into the game right now. In the top right corner of the map, there we go. Wishing his opponent good luck, have fun. It is Pattex from Team ATcm.
And back in the bottom left, we do have our Zerg contester. His name is mCon Backwash.
From Mouse Control, one of those very old Dutch teams that are still actually going strong. Still, yeah. If you want to join Mouse Control, go check out their website, and I hope that they too will send us a promotional video so that we can introduce them to our viewers during DSCL Bootcamp. That'd be fun.
Okay, so this is the semi-final, right, Frank?
Definitely. The winner of this advances to today's final.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's very nice because I like to have a Zerg high up in the games.
So far, we have 2 Zergs and a Protoss qualify for DSCL Bootcamp.
That's very nice. That's very nice.
Funnily enough, there's actually a lot of Protoss players in the Netherlands. That's from what I've noticed. I think Terrans are the rarest.
I think so too.
It's very hard to get accurate statistics on it, actually.
Yeah. I imagine if
you should go back to playing because you're a dying breed then.
Well, me?
You play Protoss, right?
No, yeah, I do. But Protoss not a dying breed. Protoss is the most prolific breed currently.
I thought you said Protoss, they were the least Protoss
No,
players.
Terran is the
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, then you should just go back to making fun tournaments, right?
Yeah, okay, I'll stick to that. I think I'm better at that as well. Man, you know, I do feel though, if at some point I ever have like a summer's vacation, like where I have nothing to do.
You're a funny guy.
I would like, yeah, I know, I'm a funny guy, but I would like to go back to playing some real Starcraft. Yeah. Sometimes I really do miss it.
I need incentives like the DSCL Bootcamp to get back to playing again. Fortunately, it doesn't take long to get back to my old skill level.
It's like playing the piano. You do get rusty, but after a short while of playing, you're right back in there.
I wouldn't know. I don't play the piano.
Oh, okay.
That's possibly very true, Frank.
Right. My girlfriend
if I start
does
playing now again, I'll get right back to Silver League.
Woohoo!
Awesome. My girlfriend does play piano. I think before we started casting, Hilke got a bit of a taste of my girlfriend's piano play. She was practicing in the room next door, actually, so a bit of her play leaked through the wall, got into my microphone, and reached his ear.
Okay, let's get back to the game.
Yeah,
we do have.
Gonna suggest that.
It was spawning pool first for Backwash. He now has 2 Zerglings out on the map. He's going to try and lick in the base of Pattex. Both players taking their expansion. Pattex already finished because he went hatch first. His spawning pool is done and he's making 4 Zerglings. So Pattex a bit more economical build because he went hatch first. But not much to say.
Yeah, technically Pattex is slightly ahead because he has the more economical build. It looks like his opponent is going to be getting Ling speed first. The queens are about to pop, so this Ling rush shouldn't do anything really.
No, he gets a bit of scouting information, sees that there's gas being taken. He has 100 gas, so I think speed is going to go down really quickly.
Yeah, Pattex was actually really microing his Zerglings, trying to prevent Backwash the Zerglings from getting into the main. But Zerglings are very slippery, so he didn't
they actually both got out. That is so unnecessary for Pattex. I mean, it's not a huge deal or anything. But still, he could have easily killed them off with if he'd moved his queens. Similar bailing timing, and the speed is done a bit earlier here for Backwash, which might give him a bit of a timing window. Oh, he's actually getting a spine, so he's going to defend.
Huh. So he gets this Baneling nest basically also for defense, I would imagine. I mean, if you plan on doing a big Baneling attack, you don't also get a spine crawler. So this Baneling nest might be for defense. Maybe he's gauging his opponent's setup and thinking, well, this might also be... Well, he has scouted, actually. Let me check if he actually did. No, he hasn't scouted the Baneling nest, but he might suspect it.
Yeah.
Thinks maybe I need my own Banelings to defend, and then I'll pull something else out of my sleeve.
So here's the interesting thing. Backwash has 2 queens at his natural, as well as the defensively based Baneling nest and the spine, of course. He's keeping overlords on the map, and he's being very careful with this one Zergling scouting. So this speedling here will see the double evolution chain. He sees the lair, which is huge, and he knows that he's being currently out-teched. He's going to go to the lair straight away himself. But I think Pattex is setting up for a big roach attack. The work account isn't actually all that different. You know, both players have been injecting and doing their things. But yeah, this could it's usually roaches. But it could still be...
So he gets the lair to unlock a certain roach upgrade, is that right?
Yeah, but he doesn't have a roach warrant, so I'm a bit surprised actually. You should see that out.
That's the one part that's missing. So what else could be his plan for the lair then? Maybe go up to Mutalisks or no? Mutas, but he's only got one gas. Oh, actually no, he got 3 gases.
It has to be Mutas.
Yeah, it's not really using the gases so far, so I'm not sure what this is going to be.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at a different player. Like Backwash is being extremely defensive here. He saw the double Evo chamber, so he's thinking the same thing as I was. Okay, so we have +1 ranged for Backwash, but okay, now he gets a roach warrant. I think the timing is because I think the timing is similar, that he will finish roach speed along with the 1/1 upgrades. Pattex is I don't really know what he's doing. I think he's still gonna go Mutas.
Okay. I think Pattex is going Mutas as well. He's researching melee upgrades for his Zerglings.
Yeah.
Which would indicate, there he goes. The Spire goes down. So we're going to have Pattex, who goes for Spire, who's going to make Mutalisks against Backwash, who's going for Roach Hydra, I think, maybe Roach Infestor. Both players taking their third now. But we're just going to have to wait for some units to come out.
Yeah. Pattex sent in a Scouting Overlord, but he didn't see a whole lot. He knows there's a lair as well.
Backwash still also sending in Scouting Overlord, and I'm wondering if he didn't scout the Spire, so Backwash doesn't know what's up.
Yeah, I like the timing on the roach speed along with the upgrades. It's a bit daunting at first when you see it, but it makes perfect sense now that you see it. The problem is though, I don't think this roach timing will hit before Mutas arrive. You can still do a lot of damage, especially if you get a lot of roaches, but the Mutas, they will start wearing down the roach count, and at that point you need a more suitable answer to that, and it seems to be Infestors, because there's an infestation pit on the way for Backwash.
Alright. So Pattex's Spire is nearly finishing up, and he's got more than 700 gas banked up, so I imagine that will be at least 7 or maybe even 8 Mutalisks. There we go, 5 in production currently.
It's such a shame that Backwash didn't see the Spire, because there's no anti-air in any of his bases. So the Mutalisk, I think, will do a lot of damage. But then again, there's a Ling run by, he gets a Baneling, but the Lings go back.
Yeah, he's actually got a pretty significant Ling presence. This means that it's actually not possible for Backwash to just move out and go all in with his roaches to do the most, the biggest amount of defense he can, because Lings combined with Mutalisks will, take down a base like really quick.
And I like this move. Pattex was gathering his Mutalisks right over his Spire, because of course you reduce the risks of your Mutalisk getting scouted. I mean, either the Spire or the Mutalisk would give away that there's Mutalisks. So if you put them both in the same spot, then you reduce the risk of them getting scouted.
So passive. Like Pattex isn't even hunting Overlords. He should be clearing the map with Mutas right now, but he isn't still. And now an Overseer flies in, he gets taken out. You will spot the Mutas, and we really should see at least 3 spores come up. He's getting a couple of Infestors.
Backwash, make some spores, please.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't... Yeah, he needs spores. Like, 3 Infestors don't kill Mutas. They lock him in place temporarily, but without actual anti-air attacks, it doesn't do much, and these Mutas are now heading straight for the third.
The Mutas going across the map to the third. There's nothing to defend, just one Queen and a lot of roaches, but they don't shoot up. The Queen goes down.
Now a Spore Crawler.
And all these drones, they're going to go down. The Spore Crawler gets killed, and a lot of drones are going to go down here.
Whoosh. Infestors might pop out. Yeah, Infestor popped out. Right,
a fungal!
Didn't get his fungal off. He did have the Pathogen Galan's upgrade, so he had enough energy to fungal right away, but unfortunately, no go. And of course, the fungal, like Jeroen said, would have kept the Mutas in place, but that's exactly where Pattex wanted them to be, so...
Still no anti-air going down for Backwash. Just relying on these.
Backwash decided he needed to do something, attack with his roaches. They all got surrounded by Zerglings and now get whittled away by the Mutalisks. And like Jeroen said, this attack is it's not going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is always a critical turning point when you have a tech discrepancy between the 2 players. Fortunately for Backwash, this did buy him quite a bit of time. Yeah. He's getting 2 upgrades, he's getting Hydras and more Infestors out. So he does have somewhat of an answer, but losing his Roaches means I don't think he has anything against the Lings. There's still a few Roaches left. But this attack from Pattex could do a lot of damage, but no, he's actually opting to retreat. Once these Hydras get to the third, he'll probably hold it.
Alright. Meanwhile, Pattex is happily mining away at his own third. So his lead is going to get bigger and bigger if this continues.
Yeah.
Then again, Pattex also needs to do some damage with these Mutalisks. I think he's scared because of the infestors. He could easily go into the main. Oh no, he made Backwash finally made some spore crawlers.
Yes.
He's gonna take a fourth now, Backwash.
Yeah. So this game is starting to equalize a bit. Pattex does have a significant mineral bank, and he's actually getting a fourth base, which gives him a significant lead. But neither of these players are really forcing the issue whatsoever. Having Hydra Infestor, of course, keeps you a bit safe from Muta harass, but Pattex isn't even attempting to do any damage anywhere. Yeah, he doesn't. Okay, he must be. Okay, he
Pattex
knows
now
his
going
mutas are
in.
coming for some reason.
The Mutas are going into the main. There's 2 spore crawlers. Oh, I thought the 2 were. One gets killed, but the Hydras, they are gonna chase the Mutas away. It was just 3, but now there's a lot of Hydras.
Yeah.
Backwash, he's gotten himself quite a significant amount of army in such a small amount of time. And I think Pattex is in a bit of trouble now because he only got Zerglings, Banelings, and Mutalisks.
There's a pile of speed banelings on the map now for Pattex, though.
Yes.
I mean, if they hit the clumps of Hydralisks, it is bye-bye Hydralisks.
Yeah, but if they get fungled, it's bye-bye
He needs
Banelings.
to fungal the Banelings.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
Banelings, he can win the game. But he doesn't, yeah, Pattex isn't committing yet, and wisely so, because his army is off creep. Yeah, Backwash needs to stay on creep, needs to maintain vision and stay on full alert. The quality of Backwash's army at this point is higher, especially with the Hydras with good upgrades. But yeah, the high Baneling count does somewhat counter the high Hydra count. Like Backwash will have to split as if he's microing Marines, as well as fungaling Banelings in order to prevent a lot of damage. Finally, he's moving a bit more around with his mutas, but no, there was a free base he could snipe at the bottom, but he's not opting to do so.
Pattex needs to split up. If he could just use his Mutalisks to go to the main and use his Zerglings to go to the fourth, I think he could do a lot of damage. But I think he's scared of the sizable army of Backwash.
Yeah,
This is turning. Well, this is not. Well, I was gonna say that was turning into a passive game, but it has been, like Jeroen said, a very passive game all along. I think.
Both
Yeah,
players
it's-
are maxed out now. Backwash is going further up the map onto the creep of Pattex.
He needs to keep his army somewhere to get a split. Okay, here come the
come the
fungals.
Banelings. Nice fungals.
Decent fungals, but not all that. Yeah, okay, they're good enough. Here come the mutas. They're in too late though. There's still a lot of Hydras, and the fungals go down onto these mutalisks. The Hydra count is too low though, and there are no more fungals left. Still one nice one going down. Backwash actually going to make dart for this fourth base, try and snipe it, and he will successfully.
There were nice fungals, but there were too little Hydralisks, so...
110 Zerglings in production for Pattex. He's gonna go for his opponent's throat here, simply with pure numbers, it seems.
He needs to stop these roaches. Yeah, the Zerglings are going to do the job. They're going to hold the roaches in place, and the mutas will do the damage.
All right. Okay, but this is crucial. I think that Pattex has just sunk a lot of his larva reserve into a pile of Zerglings, and he has to make sure that these actually do something. Otherwise, he's just wasted a lot of larva. But I feel like he could definitely make something happen with them, because there's a kind of undefended fourth base, and these Hydras are also no match for this huge pile of Zerglings, I think.
Yeah, it seems the quality of Backwash's army was high enough, but I think the numbers here for Pattex are just big enough to simply overwhelm his third. But he's not going to go for an attack. I think he's going to remax or so, and he shouldn't remax because this is the timing for him. He's maxed. He's down one base.
Pattex is max already. I think he's just scared of the army of Backwash, but there isn't a lot of army. The infestors are all gone. He hasn't made any new ones. He could do a lot of damage if you just split up his Zerglings. Oh, here's one infestor he made.
Yeah, he's adding on more infestors. Yeah, Pattex really missed the timing window here. I think he wants to secure his economy before he makes any strange moves. That's understandable if you're on two bases, because if you're on two bases and you attack with, a very frail force like Baneling Muta, you're essentially just all-inning. And I don't think he feels comfortable doing so. However, being behind against four bases is also not a good position to be in.
All right. This, there was a Day 9 Daily once where the goal was, or the requirement was to never attack ever.
I can do that.
Yeah. And this game is, well, I'm not saying it's looking like that, but still, there is not a lot going on in terms of harassment, in terms of attacks. We've seen some attacks, but mostly, there we go, an infestor going down without going down its fungal. Passivity and small pokes is what we've seen so far. These players are very cautious indeed.
Yeah, both players also seem not very happy to go for upgrades. I mean, 2-2 could really add to the roaches here, especially so they can be stronger against the mass circling. We have a really nice position here coming up for Pattex with a possible sandwich here right in the middle between the Munis and the Lings. Here he comes. He needs to fungal the Banelings, but he doesn't. Oh, that's a nice fungal though. The Munis are stacked. If he can fungal those, no, he's out of fungals. And once again, not enough Hydras here to fight these Mutas.
He did have some nice fungals. He fungled a lot of Banelings, but just as you said, not enough Hydras. These roaches, they're gonna suicide into the base of Pattex, and I can't blame him because these roaches are pretty useless now. He's going to try to get the 4th base. I don't think that he will.
Pattex actually doesn't have enough larvae to remax here. Like he's 70 drones and 1500 minerals, 1500 gas, but he's lacking the larva here to actually progress his army even further. Backwash is trying to remax, but once again he's just being outnumbered by these circlings here, and I think he really should go for it. Oh, that fungal!
Ooh, missed fungal. That was a very good fungal, but one fungal doesn't kill
just killing
circlings.
Hydras left and right. Now the Mutas come in and they're gonna clean up the job, finish the job.
Still, supply is still not that far ahead or far apart. And these Banelings definitely make a difference, so I think this attack will definitely be held off.
If he'd had a few more spores, he might have been able to hold on. But now he doesn't have anything left to fight against his mutas. He was making roaches again, because roaches, of course, are quite good against zerglings, especially in lower numbers. But now the mutas once again have quite a bit of free reign.
Alright, roaches
Actually,
once again dashing off towards Pattex base in hopes of doing some damage, but they will, but not enough, I feel.
Yeah, it's actually a very successful attack. He forces the retreat.
He will get it. He's gonna get it.
He's gonna get it, but he's not forcing the retreat. Oh my god, all of these overlords. He's gonna kill all of those overlords.
Pattex has found the overlord forest.
He's
not a supply back though.
No, he's not attacking. He needs to supply block him. That would be so good. Oh, there was actually a Baneling there. Wow.
These roaches might get the spire from Pattex. I think they will.
Quite good. Yeah.
Gonna get close. Oh, he needs to focus them down. Yeah, he's gonna get the spire. But if we look at the natural of Backwash, I don't think there's anything Backwash can do.
Yeah, Pattex has no economy, but his army is just way too big, and it looks like Backwash can actually reinforce. He's finally getting a few more spores. Having a few spores at a third might have completely turned this game around, I might add. But yeah, Pattex is currently just all in on this, and he will be able to shut him down.
Yeah, we now see
gonna kill all the drones here at third.
Oh yeah, definitely. We see a stream of units from Pattex moving down towards the base of Backwash, and as I say that, Pattex wins the game. Congratulations.
GG, Pattex going 1-0 in this semi-final up against Backwash.
The semi-final is best of 3, so the next map will be a match point for Pattex.
Cool.
Good times.
I'm pretty impressed with Pattex's games. I was confused at first, back in the first game, where he didn't make any Banelings. He went up again against, let me see, is no best? No, Meow. And he went Ling Muted Bane without the Banelings, which I thought was very confusing, because Ling Muted Bane usually includes Banelings. But now, I think it was a calculated move by Pattex, because we now know he can make Banelings. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed by his play. I think he'll go pretty far.
I just want to take this opportunity to share with you the following message. If you missed any of these games, or if you missed the previous qualifiers, or if you want to see the awesome conclusion of the DSCL Open earlier this year, go check out our YouTube channel. We just had a subscriber to YouTube. Thank you, Lekkerband, Flat Tire, for subscribing. That is a good move, because not only these qualifiers, but also the actual event, they will all be cut up into highlights on Twitch and uploaded to YouTube. So do check it out, do subscribe if you want to stay up to date. And of course, the same goes for Twitch. Do follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. You can find all the links right below my face on the screen you're currently seeing. And we are in the lobby for our second game. Oh, Hilke is currently pending. There we go. Welcome, Hilke. Hey, Wyman, can you give us a quick explanation? I've seen this before. You are in the clan on Starcraft called G-Sub. Is that Grubby's subscriber?
Yeah, it is, completely.
All right, so
there isn't that much more to it though.
Okay, so only people who subscribe to Grubby can join the clan?
Exactly.
Cool. So he monitors who join the clan and who don't.
Yeah, there's a few officers, and if you're a subscriber, you can message either of the officers, and you have to like say something in Grubby's chat so we can see that you're a subscriber, and then they add you to the clan. Not many events have actually happened to it, but it's an easy way for him to distinguish who's actually one of his subscribers when he's playing games.
Pretty cool.
The only thing that I don't think works really well is when people unsubscribe. Then it gets a bit difficult because then you should remove them, but it's pretty hard to find out.
I can imagine. We are actually jumping into game number 2. Here we go. Game number 2 between Pattex and Backwash in the bottom right corner of the map. It is Backwash. He is behind 1 game, and it is a best of 3. So if he loses this game, he's out. It is all or nothing currently for Backwash. Give it up for Backwash.
And in the top left, we have our contester. He's currently up 1 game, and his name is ATcm Gaming Pattex.
Did I just say bottom left?
Did I say top right?
Yeah, you said no. Okay, you said it correctly. You said top left, and I was like, I think I just said bottom left. I always get left and right confused.
Well, I get left and right confused as well, so I might have made a mistake as well.
All right, I had this flatmate once who really couldn't do it. Like you had to pressure him, like, "What's your right hand?" And he's like, "Gotta think about this, man." Well,
it's difficult. I mean, I get it.
Actually, this guy, he moved to New York, and he recently got his driver's license. So I hope that his instructor wasn't like, take a right here, please.
I remember back when I got my driver's license, my instructor told me, this was when, this was during the final exam, right? The one where another guy gets into your car and gets to grade you on whether you get your license or not. And he told me to take a left at some point, and I just made a right turn. And he said, well, that's a very nice turn, you did it very well, but now try to take an actual left, or I forgot if it was a left or right turn.
Well, he can't fail you on that.
From the one I took it.
He can't fail you on that, no?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I got my license, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're like Zoolander, you can't turn left.
I should watch that movie.
Yeah, you should. Zoolander is a great movie.
You should definitely watch it, yeah. Okay, in the game, we see both players opening exactly the same. Both went spawning pool first. Both taking an expansion. Now we see gas coming up from Backwash. Oh, and gas now also taken by Pattex.
Alright, okay. It's pretty similar, and we don't see any of that cool drone micro going on that you talked about earlier, where you try and stack your drones on the nearest mineral patch. And actually I think that's very difficult because sometimes you do it, but then one move after that the drones get out of sync and they arrive just too early, and then they switch to the other drone patch or the other mineral patch again.
It's so disappointing to not see people do this. Like, on the other hand, I guess it makes me feel good because I do this and it does help me. But yeah, it can suck a bit, especially on this mineral line. It's not very obvious which patches are the closest, which ones are worth spending your micro on and delaying drone mining time so they can mine more efficiently, because that's what you have to do. Like, you have to stack them and then just spam right click on the mineral patch until they do mine it, while the other drone is mining, and then they line up pretty decently. But yeah, that costs mining time as well. So
thing is though, Jeroen, like, I've got something that will undercut the entire advantage of this stuff. I mean, if you start mining heavily on several mineral patches and not others, they will run out sooner. So at some point you're gonna have less mineral patches. That means significantly less income.
Yeah, but that's when you should expand.
Yeah, I know. That is much later in the game, of course.
A friend of mine, I played 2v2 with him. You know him. You both know him, I think. He's called Albert.
Albert!
Yeah, of course.
We have a 2v2 team. We both play Zerg. And we made a deal where we both went 7 pool every game we had. So every game we were playing, we went double 7 pool. And then it makes a lot of difference if you stack your drones correctly or not.
So you can tell the difference between you two. If one of you didn't stack correctly, then the other one gets his units out first.
Well, not first, but the timing is usually the same. You can get
no!
Lose it.
One more shot!
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Okay, that's actually huge because they're both going Ling Bang, I think. Or is he? No, there's no Baneling Nest. Oh wait, there is a Baneling Nest for both. But the question is, are they committing to an attack? And the fact they both got quick link speed. Okay, here are the links for Pattex, so I had a feeling he was going to commit to it, and I think he's going to, yeah. No, wait, no, he's making defensive Banelings. These players are both so passive, like Backwash, he just made a spine crawler, even though he has absolutely no idea. Okay, he did see the Baneling Nest, that's true. So he did know his opponent might be attacking, so I guess a spine crawler is warranted. But, yeah, okay, fair enough.
We
Like,
want to
both
see
players are so
carnage.
passive.
We want to see carnage.
I'm
Yeah.
really curious to see if Pattex will go Mutas again, and if Backwash will go Roach Hydra Infestor again, just like last game. Because
Yeah,
both
this is
players
a-
open up the same with Ling, Baneling. There's a no layer incoming for Pattex. There's a layer incoming for Backwash. So I'm really excited, really curious to see what Backwash will go for.
Yeah, the layer does seem really quick here for Backwash. He's got double gas on both, so this will be a 2-base Muta. Especially since there are, well, actually, yeah, there are simply no evolution chambers, so this will be 2-base Muta. Oh, he builds a third the moment I say it.
Oh, it could be 3-base Muta.
Yeah, so just Mutas basically. But yeah, he's going to be starting saving up gas. He gets a Spire at 8 minutes, which is pretty decent timing for this attack actually. And Pattex really has no idea, and I think this attack will actually hit before he can get Hydras. I mean, he's finally getting the lair as well, so he should be able to get Hydras. But I think he's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, especially since his first Overlord died, and Backwash now also chasing off his second Overlord. So he has no way of knowing what is going on inside Backwash's base. He's trying to send in Zerglings every now and then, but they get stopped at the front by these spine crawlers there. Also working on the rocks, pretty cool. Making the connection between his natural and his third, making third much easier to defend.
Backwash also sending in a scouting overseer, but he doesn't see any tech. Simply because Pattex doesn't have any tech. There's no
He
Spire.
is making spore crawlers in his mineral lines though.
Wow, that's so good.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it seems like an obvious. Oh, he's actually going to go Mutas himself. Yeah, I don't think that's. I mean, he's already made a lot of links and banelings. Well, so is his opponent. So if you just look at the amount of units, like there's quite a few more workers here for Backwash. He's going for the more economic opening. He already has a third. I think Backwash is just going to be ahead the entire game. Muta versus Muta is a bit weird, as in the one with the most Mutas kind of wins. That makes perfect sense, but still, it can be that simple.
It's tough to get more out of less mutas by microing very well, right? You can't really micro that well with mutas. They just stack up and start shooting each other.
Yeah, they basically do. Nice pressure here with a lot of links, but they have to depart when these banelings get close, and he doesn't. Oh, that was. Yeah, that was fire.
pretty good Baneling connection.
Oh, now the baneling shows up. That's nice.
Hey guys, I'm here. Am I late to the party? Yes, you are.
Slowpoke.
Slow Bane.
Yeah.
He was actually bailing with speed, I think, but or no, he wasn't. Actually,
If he had done this attack with the mutas that are currently moving across the map, it would have
Yeah.
been completely different, because he would have been able to snipe the banelings and take out the queens. And now he's, okay, he's got 7 mutas. That's nice. There's no spore. That's very nice. Oh yeah,
But it's nice that,
this attack's actually going really well for Backwash. He's going to take out this hatch, I think.
wow.
It's nice he's showing some initiative and it pays off because he's gonna get his third. There's a spore crawler in both his natural and his main, so I'm not sure if he can do anything more with these Musalisks. The
Here's a
Mutas of
fun-
Pattex should be coming out now pretty soon as well. There's 3,
Yeah.
5, 7 on the map now.
But there's
Spike.
already 14 Mutalisks for Backwash on the field. So, like Johan said, if it is down to Muta versus Muta, becomes a numbers game, and the numbers are currently in favor of Backwash.
There's also a counterattack incoming from Pattex. He sent all his links down to the base of Backwash. Going to clean up these links. That's all he needs to. Oh, very nice micro.
Split against this.
Are there more banelings? No, he's just going to split off a few to the main. That's very nice micro here by Pattex. Was that
Oh, yeah.
Screen just killing his own baneling?
Oh, but he's losing, and Backwash is losing his Muta.
Oh, the throws are real. Oh my god, that is
These
game.
drones are all going to go down. This is a very nice counterattack by Pattex, and I think it will win him the game.
Yes.
Maybe.
it wasn't so much it was the counter attack, but it was also that it distracted Backwash, so he wasn't microing his mutas perfectly, and he lost a lot of them because they were hovering over a pile of spore crawlers here. So this was definitely Backwash pulling on the short end of the straw here.
Yeah, supply really tells the story already. The muta count is also tipped in favor of Pattex, of course, and that makes all the difference here. Interestingly enough, Pattex was actually getting a plus attack, and his opponent was getting plus armor for his mutas. But yeah, the difference is quite noticeable. Actually, looking at the unit count, there's still more. Yeah, there's more for Pattex.
What is cooler to get, plus attack or plus armor for your mutas?
I don't play Zerg, so I don't really know.
Okay, so
I have to ask Yona.
So because mutas they do a glaive attack, so if you do a +1 upgrade on your attack, you get +1 damage on every one of those glaives. But if you get an armor upgrade, you get -1 damage on all the attacks you get. So I guess it's kind of similar. I don't know. I might be talking on my ass here.
Yeah, it doesn't. The armor doesn't really scale like that. But basically, the glaive bounces are what makes the difference. I think armor is better in straight muta versus muta, but I can't really like. You also want plus attack if you want to be able to kill spores before they finish, or if you want to contribute to the rest of a fight, like killing lings and queens. And then plus attack is usually better.
Nice. I like how these scouting Zerglings from Pattex make it very far into Backwash's, let's say, half of the map. Backwash coming in, or Pattex coming in with an attack. Backwash had a lone Mutalist there defending. It fell very quickly.
Yeah, he's taking it a bit slow. I like this. And well, you can actually just fight here and win. Maybe he's afraid of the queen. There's no spores. He's taking it really slow.
There's a few banelings in the army of Backwash. Pattex is making his own banelings now.
Oh right, yeah. You can't. It's pretty hard to see the banelings because of the wings on the Zerglings.
Pattex has so much money though. Why doesn't he take a fourth?
Here we go. Banelings, Zerglings, and Mutalisks coming in. Oh, tough go. Huge hits.
Yeah, pretty
nice
huge. But the mutas are what makes a difference.
I think Pattex will go out on top. Will come out
on top.
On top. Yeah, that was what I was trying to say. The mutas are going to go down for Backwash, and that's GG.
GG. Well played, dude. Man. Oh man, okay. Pattex takes a 2-0 victory, and this is not the first time we've seen him win today. So congratulations, Pattex, and Backwash, thank you so much for playing. I know you've played before, and I hope to see you again in a future qualifier.